Alright, let's dive into it, starting off with some major headlines. Jon Jones finally clapped back after Dana White's recent comments, and fans are buzzing. At the UFC 317 post-fight press conference, Dana was asked if Ilia Topuria deserved to be called the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, but instead of giving a clean answer, Dana did what Dana does best. He went off script with that sharp, sarcastic edge. He said, "You guys decide who the pound-for-pound king is. If it were up to me, it'd be Jon Jones. Or Ilia. There you go, you decide. Good luck." Well, that got around fast, and of course, Jon Jones saw it, didn't write a whole essay. He didn't need to. He just reposted that clip on his Instagram story and added 2 words. That's awesome. That small sentence hit deep. Jon doesn't chase after approval. He already knows who he is. But hearing Dana, the man who's seen it all, still calling him the best, that clearly meant something to him. Even after all this time, even with his long breaks, his legacy still holds weight. But that wasn't the only time Jon's name popped up during that press conference. Things got tense when a reporter brought up Jon's recent tweets, specifically his claim that he told the UFC months ago he was retiring. But despite that, they still tried to build a fight between him and Tom Aspinall. Dana didn't like that one bit. "I guess Jon missed that part," Dana said. "You brought up Jon? I didn't." The reporter pressed further, asking what Dana thought about Jon saying stuff that totally clashed with the UFC's version of events. "It's not true," Dana snapped. "You believe who you want to believe." Classic Dana. No fluff, no filter. But don't let Jon's short response fool you. He saw everything, every bit of praise, every contradiction, and made sure we all knew he's still watching. Now onto something totally wild. During the filming of Tough Enough, things got out of hand. Shawn Strickland, who was cornering his teammate Miles Hunninger, watched as Miles got submitted by Luis Hernandez. After the win, Hernandez taunted Shawn and everything just exploded. Hernandez stuck his tongue out at Shawn. At first, Shawn smirked. Then it was chaos. Shawn and Chris Curtis jumped into the cage, and Shawn started throwing punches. The footage unreal, people yelling, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, no, no, no." Some clapped, others were in shock. No one could believe what was happening. Later, Shawn explained himself on X, formerly Twitter. Someone asked what Hernandez had said, and Shawn replied, he said, "Suck my Europe up, I'll mess you up." When another user asked for the backstory, Shawn said, "I have no clue, man. I wasn't even loud in the corner, he just wanted a highlight." Someone warned him that the Nevada State Athletic Commission might punish him. Shawn wasn't fazed. Even during the fight, he was insulting me. That's the commission's job, to stop this. No warning, no penalty. Even the announcers noticed. Shawn went deeper. "After every fight, I shake hands, win or lose. But this guy? He walks over, calls me out by name, makes gestures, says stuff I can't even post on Instagram without getting flagged. As a man, I can't let that slide. If someone said that to me on the street, I'd react the same way." He added, "I keep the American flag and Constitution in my office. I look up to Washington, Jackson, Roosevelt. If they saw me ignore that kind of disrespect, they'd be ashamed of me. Those men would have jeweled someone over way less." And yeah, Shawn admitted some regret. "If I could rewind, maybe I wouldn't corner the fight, maybe I'd sit it out. But I can't just stand there and take that. That's not who I am." And just when you think he's done, nope. Shawn posted a video of himself wrestling NFL offensive lineman Dylan Fairchild. This guy's a 2-time state wrestling champ. In the clip, the 300-pounder lands a smooth ankle pick. Jon joked, "When you're done with the NFL, UFC's calling." Strickland is chaos personified, and fans eat it up. Now let's talk about a rumor that hit the MMA world like a lightning bolt. It might have been an accidental leak from Dricus Du Plessis himself. At a promo event, Dricus was hyping up UFC 319 in Chicago when he casually dropped this. "Yeah, let's go Miami, LA, big Chicago card. Co-main is Paddy and Justin. That's a sick one." Wait, did he just say Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje as the co-main? The internet exploded. Fans, insiders, everyone started asking, hold on, is this real? Did he just let something slip? There's been no official word from the UFC yet. No posters, no Dana promo, nothing. But this is exactly how big news leaks. Fighters talk. The wrong name slips out, or the right info slips out too early. Suddenly fans run wild with it. And who could blame them? Just hearing Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje in the same sentence is enough to set fight Twitter on fire. Think about the styles. Paddy, the loud, wild, lovable Scouser. He's unpredictable, full of flash, and has a massive fan base. Gaethje, the violence king. Gritty, precise, every punch means business. One of the most dangerous lightweights ever. Just imagining the build-up, it's electric. Paddy would be talking trash in every interview. Fans would swarm press conferences. Justin, probably just smiling quietly, knowing exactly what kind of war he's bringing. But we've still got questions. What weight class? Is it official? Was Dricus just joking? Or did he really say something he shouldn't have? Either way, the buzz is real. If this fight is legit, UFC 319 just became a must-watch event. Alright, now let's talk about Joe Rogan. He might be breaking one of his own rules, and it's all because of Ilia Topuria. For years, Joe made it crystal clear he doesn't travel overseas for UFC events anymore. He's talked about it on his podcast, said it during broadcasts. He just doesn't want to deal with the jet lag and crazy schedules. And let's be honest, he doesn't need to. Joe Rogan is set for life. But after Ilia's knockout win over Charles Oliveira, Joe's mindset is shifting. During the UFC 317 broadcast, the idea of doing a UFC event in Spain came up, Ilia's home turf. And without missing a beat, Rogan lit up. I might have to go to Spain. I've always wanted to go. Let's go to Spain. Ilia in Spain? Come on. You could feel it. Joe was excited. This wasn't just for show. The idea of calling that fight, it had him genuinely hyped. And it makes sense. That fight, Ilia Topuria v Islam Makhachev, has global written all over it. Spain would lose its mind. Dana White has already hinted a Spain card is very possible now that Ilia's turned into a star. The guy's got everything: looks, skills, charisma, and now a resume that screams main event. But there's a catch. The 2025 UFC schedule is already packed. New York usually locks in November, Las Vegas always takes December. That leaves limited space for a big international debut like Spain. Still, if any fighter can make the UFC switch gears, it's Ilia Topuria. And if it happens, don't be shocked if Joe Rogan's on the mic, breaking his own rule just to call history in the making. Now, let's move on to UFC 318 for a celebration. He's coming to crash the party. UFC 318 is happening on July 19th in New Orleans. The main event, Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier, and it's been billed as Dustin's farewell fight. His final walk to the octagon, his home state, surrounded by friends, family, fans, the perfect goodbye. But Max Holloway, he's not here for a tribute. He respects Dustin a lot. There's no beef, no trash talk, but Max has one mission: to win, period. And this one's personal. Their history goes back, way back. In 2012, Dustin Poirier handed Max his first professional loss, submission. Then, in 2019, they ran it back for the interim lightweight title. Dustin beat him again, this time by decision. It was a war, but Dustin came out on top. Back then, Max was on top of the featherweight world, a 13-fight win streak, untouchable at 145. That second loss stung. Now it's 2025, and Max, he wants to flip the script. In a recent promo, Holloway laid it out clear as day. Dustin took my undefeated record. He took my 13-fight streak. Now I'm going to take his retirement fight. He doubled down on his YouTube channel. I know this is Dustin's last fight. I get that. He wants to go out with his people cheering him on, but guess what? I'm getting my hand raised. I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. He's leaving. I'm chasing the belt. No hard feelings. He's a great guy, a real warrior. But this fight, this moment, I'm taking it. That's vintage Max. Humble, respectful, but locked in. He's not here for nostalgia. He's here to make a statement. He wants that undisputed title, and he knows he has to go through Poirier to get there. This fight, it's loaded. Two legends, one final dance. And Max Holloway, he's not just showing up. He's aiming to steal the spotlight. Now, on to Kamaru Usman, because he just made one of the boldest statements we've heard in a long time. He said it flat out. Ilia Topuria is the pound-for-pound #1 fighter in the world. That's coming from a former champ, a guy who's been there, dominated, lived at the top of the ranking. So when he speaks, you listen, and he didn't hold back. I can't lie to myself. Ilia's the pound-for-pound king. I never thought I'd say it, but after that last fight, I've been thinking about it non-stop. He was talking about Ilia's stunning performance against Charles Oliveira at UFC 317. That wasn't just a win, it was total domination, standing, grappling, everywhere. Ilia broke down one of the most dangerous fighters in UFC history. Usman explained it like this: "We saw something similar when Alex Pereira was on the rise, but there's a difference. Alex wasn't doing that to guys like Charles. Ilia was putting everything together. He passed Charles's guard, got a crucifix, dominated him on the ground. That's Charles Oliveira we're talking about, a submission master." Usman was seriously impressed. Who else is doing this? Mixing every part of MMA so well and still knocking guys out with clean hands. He's not just flashy, he finishes guys clean. That's what pound for pound greatness is. And he's right, Usman isn't some casual fan. He's been a world champion. He knows exactly what it takes to be elite. So when he says Ilia Topuria is number one, that means a lot. It also tells you something bigger. The MMA landscape is changing fast. Some of the sport's old legends, guys like Jon Jones, Dustin Poirier, they're nearing the end of the road, but a new wave is rising. Fighters like Ilia Topuria are stepping into the spotlight, and they're not waiting quietly. They're making statements, big ones. The future of MMA? It's already here, and if you're not paying attention, you're gonna miss something special, because this next era, it's wild, unpredictable, and full of absolute killers.